Welcome to We Funny AF, formerly the Imperial Ink Live podcast. Same crew, new dude. We got the upper echelon, end all be all duality part 108 hold up available across all streaming services. We still have the same website set up for merch at imperialinkmusic.com. Various t-shirts and masks, and we also have new merch on the way specifically for the podcast, and it's coming soon. So, let's get into this, y'all. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, them Imperial boys is back. Yeah. And of course, you know we had to come back on some new shit. Yeah. So, without further ado, I welcome you to the We Funny AF podcast. Yeah, I'm the one and only Figs. I'm with my main man Biggs, and we about to take you there. Let's go. We Funny AF. 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 Welcome, booyaka, to We Funny AF. This is This Just In, where we talk about I get Fig to talk about shit that he don't give a fuck about.
I don't give a blood clot fuck about this shit.
That bad Jamaican accent. This is some random shit that I came up with that I found online. You know who Shannon Sharpe is?
Yeah, Shannon. That's my nigga.
Yeah. All right. Well, apparently he reported to somebody that he broke up with a woman one time for her passing gas.
Well, Shannon is a different breed of nigga. First of all, like he's straight from the country ass. That's pretty crazy. It must have been a bad one. But I thought you was gonna say something about how they gave him hell. They've been giving him hell the last few days because of his makeup job.
Makeup job?
Yeah, they had that nigga Shannon on national TV, and they've been giving him hell about his makeup job. I had to show you a picture later. But,
really?
Yeah, I thought you.
Shannon talk about that because I didn't know nothing about it.
Shannon don't give a fuck though, man. Shannon will say whatever. He's just a country boy. He sits on TV and drinks yak and smokes cigars, which I wonder if it's weed in them motherfuckers. But Shannon he's a good dude, man. I like Shannon. He's very entertaining on those talk shows.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes of the shit he talks about, but that whole breaking up with somebody. Yeah. How do you feel about your partner?
Man,
does she or I guess I ain't gonna ask you that on the air, but is it one of them situations where if it was to happen, it ain't that big a deal to you?
It's not
is it a deal breaker to you?
It's not, but I would probably get in trouble for this. But my girl has a phobia of that, and like I be trying to tell her, phobia, like she just won't do it. She just won't do it. Like the way her grandmother raised her as a woman, she is not to fart, burp, or none of that shit in front of men. And I'm just like, you know, honestly.
So her grandmother pretty much, you said her grandmother, right?
Yes.
Instilled that in her.
Yes. Made her, taught her how to, she knows what the salad fork and shit is and all that.
Etiquette,
yeah. Oh, okay. So, but at the same time, I just be like, go ahead. Like, I mean, fuck. Like, just go ahead.
Just let it out.
Yeah.
You ain't got to hold that in. That's funny. I didn't know she had the.
I'd be like, you want to get married? You want to get married, but you can't even fart in front of a nigga. I'd say shit like that.
Like, does she tell you fuck you?
Well, she just ain't going to change. She's going to be the way she is. And I'm not mad at her.
Hell, some people have them kind of things.
Because I can't say one of them might just be right. Just be right. Just long enough, wet enough, and funky enough for me to say, you know what? I'm done.
We gotta be done.
You knew what you was doing when you did that shit. You don't love me.
That's dumb as hell. But funny though.
Something else that I found online, and I haven't read the whole thing, so it might be boring, but I wanted to bring it up anyway. And it was 15 signs of someone who wasn't raised right. So all these different examples of people that weren't raised right, and the first one was lack of manners. Now, that being said,
well, I know some parents have tried to teach their kids manners like a motherfucker, and they didn't work. They can't get right. Some people that just can't get right. Yeah, I mean, it is
can't get right. That's funny. Another one was the world is their trash can. Now, I have experienced this with a lot, not all of them, but a lot of smokers. These motherfuckers feel like they can put cigarette, and y'all probably gonna get mad at me for saying this.
Well, nigga, I'm a smoker.
Yeah, but I don't see you doing this dumb shit. You don't just empty your ashtray in your truck outside in the parking lot somewhere. You just don't flip a cigarette butt anywhere just because it's inconvenient to find a place to put it. You know what I mean? That shit drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I think that is so inconsiderate and it's rude and it's nasty. You know, that drives me crazy. Is there anything like that bothers you in a situation like that? I mean, would it bother you to see somebody?
I tell you what, I mean, I can't stand y'all skull dipping motherfuckers that dip at skull and then just spit it in the parking lot right where I'm about to park and get out.
Yeah,
or you know, or just
they take their dip out, or what they done with it, just throw it in.
Spit loogies everywhere. I don't fuck with that.
That's just nasty, man. Yeah, it's gross.
I don't really like people who litter. Period. Like I don't litter.
I don't either. I don't understand why they think it's okay to do that. You know, which I guess, like we're saying, is part of raising.
Whoever's lazy ass be not wanting to take your trash to the proper place and just dump it out on a back road. Like, I hope you die.
Another one they had was personal hygiene is non-existent. I don't know any people who have that issue. Any of those, like body odor, bad breath, stained, whatever. I don't know people. I have seen people with dirt under their nails.
I don't think that's a character of who you are or how you was raised, just because it's how many motherfucking kids have you seen when it came bath time getting the motherfucking water and then say I even tried that once or twice when I was a kid. I said I was through it by bath and the water be crystal clear. Ain't no soap in that shit, ain't nothing. Try to get out of the bathtub. Some people just follow that routine the rest of their life. Some people just don't believe in bathing.
Right.
Some people don't smell themselves and don't think they smell.
Right.
But I'm not one of those people.
Do you smell? Have you ever smelled yourself? Because you are one of the cleanest individuals I've ever met in my life. This dude will change shirts 4 times a day. I think nothing about it.
I take 3 showers a day and won't think nothing about it.
That's one of the cleanest dudes I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. House is usually clean as fuck like that.
That's a lie.
No, it's not.
Motherfuckers fucked up right now. But at the same time, I take my hygiene seriously. Right. I don't want to ever be in a situation where somebody smells me.
Right.
Like, so I'm going to do whatever it takes to
not smell.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't recall. Just sometimes I'd be like, I think I smell something. I'm going to take a shower. But I can't recall being like, damn, nigga, you are funky. You are fucked up. I don't know nobody smells good.
What about like how naturally when you do shit that drums up sweat, like you play ball or something like that, that's different. You know what I mean? Because I know people who will shower right after whatever they've done, and it's like a lot of it is like nothing that they would normally have to shower after. It's, but some people just have to.
I'm strange. Like first of all, I know people who will shower and say, "Oh fuck it, I'll miss a day and then shower the next day." I mean, under extreme circumstances, I've done that, but I really, truthfully, I've got to have a shower every day at least. If I go play golf, I'm gonna take a shower before I go and a shower when I get back. And people be like, "Why the fuck you do that?"
I kind of get that though, because especially you out in the sun all damn day when you play golf.
They be like, "Why don't you just go get funky and take one shower afterwards?" I'd be like, "Because I gotta feel clean
going in,
and be clean afterwards."
You know what? I could see not doing it before. You know what I mean? But afterwards, I can see coming in and getting cleaned up because you just want to get that funk off of you.
And then I can fuck around and do something else that day. Clean something or something and feel like I'm dirty again. Hop right the fuck back in. I mean, I don't use the same towels more than once. That's why I learned to do laundry, because my mama used to say, "Nigga, if you going to dirty up all these towels, then
you gonna do a fucking laundry.
You can use a towel more than once." No, the fuck I can't. I feel like I'm wiping bacteria and shit off on that towel, about to put it right back on my ass after a fresh shower.
Well, since we talking about that, here, this begs the question, and I've seen a lot of people make jokes about white people about this. I don't know if this is a thing or not. White people don't use wash towels.
They don't use washcloths.
Washcloths?
Wash.
Is that a thing? I mean, do white people, is that a, y'all?
Like Dave Chappelle said, white people don't use washcloths. They get hair and soap. I might want to wash my face on my feet.
I'm unaware of that being a thing.
Well, I don't think it's just white people.
Well, that was my thing. I don't think it was just a white people thing. I think that's just some people
just use soap.
Yeah.
And some people use washcloths.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was told, like I said, I told this story early in one of the early episodes that my home ec teacher told me that I was feminine because I use washcloths.
Oh, okay.
He said men are most known to use soap on a rope or soap, and I'm like, well, nigga, I like to scrub. Right. Like, I mean, I ain't gonna just put some soap on my ass and wash it off and say I'm clean. I like to make sure I'm clean. So, right. But I guess some people, do prefer soap. Some people use hemp soap.
I've never smelled hemp soap. What?
You gonna smell like what you smell like before you use that hemp. Like whatever you smell like right now, you gonna use that hemp soap. You gonna smell like it after. That shit don't have no smell. I mean,
just okay.
It's like.
I've never smelled it.
I'm sure there's different.
I've never even seen it before.
I'm sure there's different types of hemp soap.
Right.
I mean, some of the dudes that I used to do music with preferred the hemp soap with nothing in it, all natural, no motherfucking smell or nothing.
Well, technically,
and they didn't smell good. So,
technically though, soaps don't need that scent in it. They don't, because that doesn't help anything.
Well, you need something. A refreshing slight fragrance or something. There's soap that don't have heavy perfumes,
right?
But it still has a clean smell.
Well, see, that's just it.
If it don't smell like nothing, nigga, water don't smell like nothing.
No, it doesn't. But what I'm saying is, companies have put that in your head that you have to have a scent with soaps and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people don't like detergents for their laundry.
Yeah, they don't want heavy scents.
Yeah, because it's just.
But the shit still smells refreshing. It might have a hint of refreshing. I mean,
anyway, another one about people. What I say this was people that weren't raised right, was they're lazy as fuck. Now, I can give you examples of this at work. At work, when I deal with some of the people I work with, they have no drive to do anything to help progress their job in a better way, in an efficient way. Does that make sense? They will do like I have this thing about going into a walk-in refrigerator. I want to go in and with something in my hand, put it out and bring something back out as well.
Right.
Because I don't want to have to make double steps.
Yeah.
nobody else does that.
They just go get one thing at a time.
Yeah, and then I watch people who are preparing to make something, because y'all work in the kitchen, some of y'all don't know. They'll go in and they'll get each item one at a time. They'll set everything up one at a time, and it's a big waste of time, you know. And I don't understand how people don't come up with better ways to do certain things.
Well, but is that raising? Or they just dumb as fuck?
I think it's a combo. I think it's a combo.
Or they're not thinking, or they're not using their brain.
I think it's, I'll tell you something else that drives me crazy.
I mean, is it the daddy's fault because the dumb motherfucker wants to go to the kitchen 7 times and get the same shit over and over?
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you some other shit that drives me crazy. Where I work is, if you have like a box or something, usually they'll stock something in a box on the shelf. If you got like one thing left in that box,
you take it out.
Take the box, throw it away.
Right.
They will leave an empty box sitting on the fucking shelf. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
But
in my
is that
life.
raising?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, maybe dad's tried that shit at home and
Possibly.
had to tell him 107 times, don't put the motherfucking box of cereal up there if it's just one motherfucking bowl in it. Like, I mean, we don't know what he's going through at home.
That's
maybe
true.
The kid is just dumb than a motherfucker. Maybe he has no common sense.
Is
that raising?
You know what? I don't know.
You can't raise a motherfucker to have common sense.
You're right. I don't know you can't, but you can give them examples of it so they know how to exercise it. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna name no names, but I know some kids you can give examples to all day long, and they gonna fuck it up, and it's just gonna be you just gonna look at them like, what the fuck? I told you exactly what the fuck I wanted from the store. I wrote it down on a fucking piece of paper, and you come home with this shit. Like, I mean, there's some parents. I'm fighting for the parents that really try, and there's some parents that really try,
right?
But their kids just dumb as fuck.
That reminds me of that cartoon on was it Sesame Street or was it Electric Company, where that little girl had to go to the store for her mama for a dozen eggs, carton of milk, and a stick of butter. You remember that?
No.
Yeah, Alfie would know that one.
Did she do it right?
And she got it right. Yeah, she was proud of herself. Anyway, the next one is ungrateful and spoiled.
Now, you can argue that about the raising because they're spoiled and probably ungrateful for a reason. You probably gave them every motherfucking thing the little motherfucking brats wanted, and that's why the motherfuckers don't know how to take some shit out the box and throw the box away.
And
that's probably why they walking around. They didn't go buy no deodorant, so their arms are stinking. And I mean, you could go down the line of but ungrateful and spoiled. I believe that's definitely raising.
Another one they had was everything is replaceable. Meaning they'll like have, especially kids, they'll have like toys that they'll fuck up just because they know. That's also part of being spoiled. Because they know their parents is going to give them something different or another one.
That's right.
Now, not my parents. My mom and dad's like, you break it, that's all shit you gonna get.
Nigga, you didn't even get my mom. You didn't even get it. You just looked at it.
Look nice, don't it? Sitting up there on the shelf. Another one is no accountability, which fascinates me because I
there's a lot of kids that don't have.
They won't take responsibility for
what they do.
Yeah, which is fascinating.
Hell, there's grown-ups that do that shit.
And of course that's where they get it from. Then they also said playing the victim. I don't know about that one.
I'm sure your parents didn't raise you to play the victim. They probably told you, take your little tattletale ass in there and quit crying, you little bitch. Like, I mean, but you didn't take heed. You didn't take heed.
What about disrespecting people? I haven't come across a lot of kids who are just blatantly disrespectful. I think a lot of them, to me, are not. They don't get what the manners part of it is.
I think parents try. I know parents that try, and their kids turned out to just be fuck faces. I mean, but I feel like that's something that I'm not going to allow as a parent. I mean, one thing my mama did do, and that's I learned them manners.
Yeah,
it was yes, ma'am.
Yeah, me too.
Like, and anybody else, ma'am. Yeah, and I mean, it stuck with me. I mean, I just naturally do it.
Yeah, that's true. I had a friend of mine today telling me that a child that she is kind of partially responsible for was diagnosed with ODD. Do you know what that is? It's called oppositional defiant disorders, where a kid will be defiant to authority figures. Oh, and she said instead of the doctors trying to help them with that kid, they just basically diagnosed it and now want to put her on a medicine or something like that instead of getting to the issue, which is the mama ain't raising them right, because the issue is the mama. So it kind of fascinates me that that kind of plays into that kind of shit as well.
You know, I fuss, I get mad. I sometimes try to tell my girlfriend how she should raise her kids and raise her son. Mm-hmm. You know, and I have to, you know, step back a lot of times and just say, like, you know, they're doing the best they can. Right. You know, they have, me personally, I don't have kids of my own that I ever was really felt like I could beat. You know what I mean? Like, you know, but, you know, so it's easy for me to sit back and say, ooh, yeah, you need to beat that motherfucker. But, I mean, you know.
We ain't advocating child abuse, y'all.
I'd probably have kids
that how we was raised.
Yeah, I'd probably have kids. I'd whoop my kids' ass. I'd be in jail every other week. I don't give a fuck. My mama beat the shit out of me. You should feel it too. But I mean, for the most part, if I'm wrapped around any kid's finger, you know, I love kids. So, right. You know, but you know, it's easy for me to sit back and say, you know, how people should raise their children. Yeah. But I am learning that people try. It's just some of them little bastards is just different. Like, they just are. I mean, there's some kids that just can't get right. You can beat them. You can do whatever to them. They just can't get right.
Can't get right. The 10th thing they came up with was conversation always returns to them. I know people like this. I have a friend who I would chat with every so often just to see how he's doing. And he would say, how are you? And I'd be like, I'm good. But as soon as I say that, they say, well, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And it never really sticks with anything that you were trying to offer in the conversation. Yeah. Always goes back to
I know people like that. And hell, I might be guilty of that sometimes. But
well, not really. I mean, there's a way to exchange conversation. You could ask somebody how they doing and let them tell you. And then you can either continue in the conversation about that and then get to you. And, you know, just keep the conversation rolling. But they make it one-sided. I've had this dude, like, tell me, just completely ignore the fact that I said, well, I went to do this, that, and the other. And they just be like, oh, well, and they just fly with the conversation and it never returns or comes out of that, you know. And that's fascinating. I didn't think that would be something that had to do with.
I don't necessarily think that's raising, but you know.
It might just be their personality.
Yeah.
So I don't know if about that.
I think it is your personality. I think you get to a point where you only think about yourself. You know what I mean, I don't think that your parents had anything to do with you only thinking about yourself.
Right.
You know, they could punch you inside your head until you stop thinking about other things, but you just a selfish motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Here's one that cracks me up because I bet this one not applies to you, but it's probably something that you deal with, and that's the shopping cart. Meaning, do people return the shopping cart or not? And for some reason, I'm thinking to myself that it would bother you that people would not return.
Oh, you know,
a shopping cart.
We've already been here.
Yeah,
we've already been here. Yeah, it's just something about that bothers me.
Yeah. I figured it would be. That would get on your nerves.
I mean, had a decency to put the cart where the fuck it goes. Don't just leave it sitting in the motherfucking. Somebody's driving. Somebody try to pull in and park.
And there's a fucking.
Because you was too lazy to walk the shit where it was supposed to go.
Another one they said was they think they're better than others, which kind of goes with
being spoiled.
To me. Yeah. Another one was racial and gender bias. I guess.
Well, that I would say that would do the raising because I feel like that's probably something you really got to learn.
Yeah, that's not anything that is inherent.
I mean, they might have not have learned it from their parents. They might have learned it from school or learned it from somebody else. But you know, it could be going on in that household.
Yeah,
the way
if the
they
parent
feel.
didn't catch on to it, you know,
Right.
then that would be their responsibility.
Right.
Of course, then again, kids don't tell their parents everything like they should. So sometimes the parents don't be knowing what their kids is doing.
Right.
You know, it happens.
But in a lot of cases,
it's
kids learn from their fucking parents. Yeah.
Exactly. The second to last one was they display "you owe me" behavior, and
the world owes them. But I think that goes along with the being spoiled, because normally when you spoiled and you feel entitled, you feel like motherfuckers owe you shit rather than you go get it and work for it. Like you are entitled. So.
Which is I have a friend who said her brother felt that way about himself, that he was self-entitled, like he deserved this. That,
I know some niggas like that that I came up with, you know, and I just look at them. Like,
That's kind of goes in line with the last one, which is people who expect things to go their way all the time.
Yeah,
you know, so that kind of mirrors the same kind of shit.
I mean, most of these things we talk about represent a sheltered child. Yeah, a sheltered kid. Yeah, you could say that they all relate to the raising.
Right.
Like I said, some of the earlier ones, I felt like, you know, parents probably try to redirect their kids from this. Yeah. But you can't argue whether a kid is spoiled and entitled and shit and you gave them too much. I mean, that's plain up. You did. Yeah. You know, I mean, there's no way to hide that. Like, but, you know, some of the other shit could just be their mental state or their personality, like you said.
Yeah, which sometimes develops on its own. Although they say the first, 8 months or 5 years, I can't remember the number, of a child's life from birth, they immediately start learning from whatever's around them. And people don't really think about the fact that they need to be careful what they're doing around their kids, because they pick up on everything.
Oh yeah, they sponges.
Yeah, they take in everything.
Because I be manipulating them.
You stupid. Anyway, that was that. But this is something else I wanted to ask you about, I think I've kind of had it happen to me, but I'm curious if you ever had to you. Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
What where my body was?
Yeah, it's like you kind of wake up, but you can't fucking move. You can't do a thing.
No,
really. So you never like been like in bed sleep and you're kind of having a dream or something, and you try to wake yourself up and you fit and you're kind of awake, but you can't move anything at all. You've never had that happen to you?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I've really ever thought about it. I mean, you know.
Or is it one of them situations where
I
you
usually
just don't
can move. I mean, you know, I can. I try to jump out the motherfucking window. Shit. But, you know what I mean? I fuck myself up. There's no pillowcases. I don't think I stay very still. Nightmare or not. I mean, so.
Because I've kind of had that happen where I've been in the middle of a dream and I wake up and I can't move anything, and this is more common in people than people realize. I even was reading on some of the research where a person said that they had a dream and they have this, what they consider a demon, that appears to them and sits on their chest and makes it hard for them to breathe. Now, granted, he knows it's a dream. He knows it's not real, but he can't get his body to do anything. He can't get it to move, to respond. He can't holler for help. He can't do anything.
Sometimes my legs might be super stiff. I sometimes wonder if I had that, what they call sleeping legs, or what that
restless legs,
restless legs or something.
Yeah. Do you do that when you sleep? Do your legs move a lot, like uncontrollably, just move
I don't
for no
think,
reason?
I have weird jerks. Like,
okay,
like you be like like my body will do some weird jerks. Like,
I've done that before. I have done that before. I don't know what that is. No sleep paralysis for you.
I think I can get up and run. So I don't think so.
Okay, well that was that. I was just curious if you ever had that. Now I want to do something that we did on another episode. It was you did it, but I didn't get a chance to do one for myself. And that was I want to do some underrated albums.
Okay.
See if you listen to some of them. And,
I'm probably
some of them.
No, you be listening.
No, I know you've listened to one, two, at least least 3 of the ones on
You
here.
listen to shit like Circus of the Boys.
I don't know what the fuck that
That's
is.
one of the groups you passed.
I don't know what the hell that is.
That might be a good name.
Yeah, could be. The first one I had was the Diddy Dirty Money album, Last Train to Paris.
I like that joint.
That album was so...
Show you how to move in a room full of oceans.
Yeah, that song, that album was so underrated.
He's got a couple joints on that Love joint. On that
I'm
new
not crazy
album.
about the Love joint, but I have listened to it. It's not bad. He's trying to bring the R&B thing
He
back,
always
you know?
got a little something for me.
Yeah, and that Last Train to Paris, from beginning to end. I only have a few albums.
I like
can
the
actually
joint with
listen to
Rick
from
Ross
beginning
on
to
it
the
too.
Which one? Not
what?
Hello. No,
Oh,
that's
that
the
was
one.
dope too.
That's
though.
the one with T.I.
Yeah. But no,
I know what you're talking about.
I can't think of the name either.
That whole album was crazy, and I think it was because it was kind of like ahead of its time because it was doing shit. I mean, when you have like
the sound was different.
Yeah, when you have artists like Mary J. Blige to Drake to Grace Jones to Justin Timberlake to Lil Wayne, and some of them on the same tracks, and you know, when you have an album like that and you're using European vibes and shit like that, it's either going to be a hit or it's not going to go.
Diddy's
over.
always been good for that. Like he'll bring you a new sound. He'll bring you a new style.
Absolutely,
like,
and I think that's amazing of him.
Right.
Another album that I like, and I don't know if you even knew about this one, was Blackstreet Level 2. Had you ever heard that one?
Nah.
Okay, you remember the huge one that had No Diggity on it? It's called what was it called? Another Level is what it's called.
Okay.
All right. Well, after about I think 3 albums after that, 2 or 3 albums after that, they had one that came out called Level 2. And it was back to the member, because he went through a bunch of member changes with every album. And he went back to the actual lineup from Another Level.
Right.
The one that was huge. And that album is fucking phenomenal. It's an amazing album, and nobody knows of it.
Right.
Nobody knows of this album. It's got a joint on there with Mystical is on one. It's got who else? What
was the leading single?
Wizzy Wow was the first single, and I think it's the only single that came off of it.
I never heard that.
Nobody's heard it. That's what I'm saying. Nobody has heard that album, and it's y'all, if you can find it. It's on the major streaming services, so if you want to check it out, check it out. It's a very good album.
Try to get down.
I ain't gonna go that route. Another one is, of course, my boys, Boyz II Men, my favorite group. They had an album that was only released in Japan, I think, and it was called The Remedy, and they killed this album. Yeah, they killed this album. You can listen to it all the way front to back.
I say boo, but I don't have no problems with them. I just don't. All that soft shit.
I'm gonna say also this last Jack Harlow album.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah, called Jackman. It came out when what was it? He did.
My dermatologist loves Jack Harlow.
Really, it came out when he did the whole White Men Can't Jump movie. When that came out, he coupled it with that release, and that album is crazy. And it's not long. I think it's only like 6 or 8 songs. It's more like an EP, but he actually kills it. And some of the subject matter that he handled, it's not radio friendly. You know what I mean?
Okay.
There's no pop songs on it. But
I might check Jack out. I sleep on Jack, but it's hard not to with Glamorous Life. But
yeah, and I get that. It makes you think that that's all he's about, which I kind of thought that too. But from the research that I did after listening to this album, he came out with this type of shit before he got famous.
Right.
So, you know, it's kind of hot. I like that album. Another one, and you know this one, and that's De La Soul, Stakes is High. I fucking love that album. I love that album.
you should.
Why should I?
It's Dilla influenced.
Heavily. And what made me really appreciate
That's
that,
some of his best work.
what really made me appreciate that album, not only is the production on it, was the fact that they left everything they had been doing. Because they were doing the whole Daisy Age thing for the first, 3 albums. And then they switched up on this one to straight hip hop, where it was no 60 samples and shit like that. Yeah, Vibration. That whole album is crazy.
That's
crazy.
Shit,
I love that album. I play it back a lot.
Classic.
Yeah, very much so. And the last one is one that you know I'm crazy about. Is Dr. Dre's Compton. And it didn't get the
It got slept on.
yeah, it
It's
didn't
got
get the
some
praise it
joints
deserved.
on it.
Yes, it does. Kendrick Lamar is on a couple of them that he murders it.
Hell's basically a Kendrick album. I'm pretty sure he wrote all that Dre shit.
Probably. It wouldn't surprise me because Dre don't write his raps. If y'all
don't get fucked up.
Yeah. Oh man, that album's crazy.
I'm sure Kendrick wrote them lyrics.
You think so?
Yeah. And now everybody want to try to sleep with the fishes.
That's the one with Anderson .Paak where dude drowns at the end of it.
That nigga be cracking me up. What's a lifeguard when you need one?
Yeah. That album's so crazy.
Never jump in if you can't swim. My God.
You're right. I love that shit. It's so dope. But that's the albums I think are, some of the albums I think that's underrated. And I wanted to throw out there for everybody to check out. And some of them for you to check out for that matter. Moving on. I saw this and I'm not sure if this is anything we even really want to talk about, but it just seemed fascinating. And it was an article on BuzzFeed called Truck Drivers and Rest Stop Attendants Share Some of the Wildest Shit They've Ever Seen Happening as They're Traveling. Let's see if I can find some examples that they had. One of them said he came across this slow driver and he went to pass him. And as he was pulling up, he looked over and saw the driver was eating a bowl of soup. Said that he thought she was driving slow so she wouldn't spill it. And I'm thinking, why are you gonna drive and try to eat a bowl of soup?
Man, motherfuckers be doing some shit while they driving. Like I be some serious shit. Like,
yeah. I don't understand that. Have you ever seen people that will drive and steer with their legs?
Yes, they be doing all kinds of shit. Putting on makeup.
Yeah, that is some crazy
motherfucker. I
seen
shit. Motherfuckers on their computer. Like, bitch, like you driving? How you on your computer?
This one dude who is what they call a company driver said that he was driving. And of course, those trucks are hired and everything else.
So you just look down in them.
Yeah, and so he was looking. He was at a light, and there was a dude in the car behind or beside him that was clutching his coat closed. And he said suddenly he whipped the coat open, and dude had on glittery clamshell pasties over his nipples.
Whoa!
I was like, I'm not even sure what that means for that other dude to be having that on. I don't know what that's about. Crazy. But you know, to each his own. But
one time we
showing
was
people that shit.
One time we was traveling. I ain't gonna mention who was with me, but we was traveling on the interstate and heading to Knoxville, and we was in a very low car, and we pulled up beside a truck driver, and the traffic had stopped. We was dead, pretty much barely moving in traffic. And I was rolling a blunt, and the truck driver seen that I was rolling a blunt, and he rolled down his window. He's like, "Oh man, can I get that? Let me get one, man. I'm on the road." I was like, "Nah, nigga, I'm not about to get out in the middle of the motherfucking interstate and sell you some weed." Like, but it let me know that truck drivers really can see what the hell you doing in them cars.
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
Like, nah, nigga. It's like, speed up. Get on. Like, I'll be able to see.
Let's see. What's another one? One said about he saw an Amish worker came with a team of 6 horses and hooked up dude's truck because it got I guess it fucked up on the side of the road, and they pulled it with his horses, Clydesdales, just so where he can get it fixed. I thought that was kind of cool for that to happen.
I bet he was driving by like, nigga, look at this shit here. 6 motherfucking horses.
Okay, well, another one was this dude was at a truck stop in Missouri. He had his wife and his dog with him. Around about 2 a.m, they was woke up by this random woman who had opened the cab doors, and their dog jumped out and made a beeline for the door, and said that the woman turned towards them and basically let this big ass fart
wow
in their faces. And said she ended up gagging and stumbling away from their truck. I'm thinking, what kind of people, what's going through a person's mind, or what isn't going through a person's mind that makes them think that it's okay to do some crazy ass shit like that?
Who does that?
I don't get that either.
She must have been fucked up.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I don't understand. That's some
or
crazy
they
shit.
might did something to her and she's like, I'm going to get these niggas. I'm going to sit over here and I'm going to wait till this motherfucker comes. I'm going to fart all over this.
This one trucker said he saw this dude in a car beside him playing guitar while driving, doing 70 miles per hour and keeping his car safe, I guess, so to speak, on the road. I don't know what I would do if I saw some shit like that on the road. That's just mind-blowing to me.
Right. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm like I said, you'd probably be amazed at the shit if you just looked over sometimes.
Another dude said he was watching a truck driver get out of the truck, and she opened the sleeper door and 5 chickens came out.
Damn.
I'm like, why are you traveling with live ass chickens? I guess they was her pets, but that's beyond me. I don't understand that one. Another one said, you see people flashing you. You see arguments. You see people doing
moaning you.
Yeah, blowjobs, all that kind of shit.
I be with the horn. I try to make you bug your
He said he saw a dog humping a Subway bag in the front seat.
I mean, he was like, damn.
That shit is hilarious to me, but that was the last one of that one. That shit had me cracking up. But let's see. I had one more thing I was wanting to throw at you before we come to a close. I think it was what they were calling, it was another article I read called entitled Beggars. And I didn't really understand what that meant until I started reading what they were talking about. But it's people who think that, I guess it's when we were talking about earlier, people that think the world owes them something. One of them said a person wanted to borrow somebody's car for free and also intends to smoke in it. That was one thing.
Right.
Another person wants free labor. Sorry about that. And was also wanting, how they put it, if you need something to do this weekend, I could use help packing and cleaning. If I've sent you away before, unfriended you, blocked you, this is somebody on Facebook, and you still want the help, you better come with some boxes, snacks, and an apology.
I bet you ain't nobody respond. I bet you ain't nobody said, I'm on my way. I'm sorry, I'm on my way now.
With these boxes and snacks. That shit is crazy.
What kind of snacks you want? Which Doritos you want? Fuck you.
Right? And then I saw another one that said this person wanted to give the siding away off of their house for $500, but you had to come and remove it and pay them $500.
And pay them $500?
Yes, for the siding.
Oh.
But you got to take it off. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I don't know anybody that would do that.
Some people that think that that's the way the world works. I bet they are highly disappointed.
And then they also had one where this person had a job where you have to pay the employer. And the job description went like this: attorney and school psychologist need help with occasional meal prep, house cleaning, making sure kids don't burn the house down, helping to come make sure homework is completed. Basically a babysitter. The children reside part-time in the home and are largely self-sufficient. They're looking to exchange services for sharing home. Caregiver will provide access to the entire home, but will have private kitchenette, bath, bed, and entrance. They'll be asking the caregiver to share in up to $600 to $900 in monthly household expenses, depending on the services the caregiver is willing and able to provide. No other compensation is offered, and you have to be bilingual on top of it. I'm like, I don't even understand why people would put that as an ad for a job when you're really just having somebody come over and babysit for free.
Well, they're giving you a place to live, it sounds like. So sort of, they kind of saying,
here's rent.
You can come live with us.
Yeah.
But we need some of the money back for some of the shit that we spending. But no.
That's what I said. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do this.
I mean, if it was somebody in a desperate situation, you know what I'm saying? If y'all paid more than I had to pay y'all,
right?
Yeah, maybe.
But that shit's crazy. I can't see you paying somebody to do some shit like that. That's insane.
Yeah, I'll be over there.
Yeah.
I'm stealing every fucking thing I can get my motherfucking hands on.
Now that you mention it, though,
and I'm out.
It's like they're being a caregiver to somebody's kids, and most of the time in situations like that, you do get paid for it. You don't have to pay anything, even if you're staying the night. You're still not, because you're on the job.
Well, they kind of telling you that their kids really don't need you. They just need you to make sure they don't fuck no shit up.
Even then, they shouldn't be asking you for any money. You know what I mean? That's just insane to me. I think that's crazy. That doesn't make any fucking sense. I seen another one that said they were trying to get a babysitter to sit Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Must be churchgoers, conservative, female only, over 21, non-smokers, non-drinkers, pass drug tests, pass criminal background check, and have 3 references. Must be high school graduate and prefer you or went to college or had a elementary education. You're going to be caring for a 6-month-old, a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old. All boys paying $75 per week, non-negotiable.
Well, first of all, $75 ain't good enough. Second of all, you let me know where you find this flawless bitch at.
Right.
Because she ain't that shit. Don't drink, don't smoke, pass drug test, went to college, motherfucker went to high school, passed high. I mean, damn. She got to be a A1.
So, y'all, we got interrupted, but we back. Another thing that I found on this whole things that truckers see, or not truckers see, but what was this one? This was entitled Beggars. This person wants strangers to babysit their shower so they can get more gifts. Basically, this is the ad that had, hey y'all, this is random, but my baby shower is on Friday, and I had so many people tell me last minute they can't go, even though I had given them 3 months in advance. I've bought some stuff and put a lot of stuff into this shower, so rather than just cancel it, would anyone like to go? I can send you a list of things still needed for the baby.
That sounds pretty desperate.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be going through all that.
Nobody's fucking with you and that baby. You must have fucked somebody's husband or something. That ain't, maybe they won't come. You did some fucked up shit to where you had to put an ad out that says, hey, I know y'all don't know me, but I'm having a baby. If you want to come by.
That's insane.
I got a registry at Target.
I got an Amazon registry you can go check out. I got a wish list. That shit is crazy. Another person who needed coffee really bad said, hey, I was wondering, can anyone help out? I don't drive, and my friend needs a ride to Tim Hortons or some shit like that, and could you drop off an extra large coffee? Appreciate the help. Basically making a DoorDash order where they can get their food sent to somebody because they can't go do it themselves. I'm like, that's some insane shit.
People, the audacity.
That shit is insane to me. Some of the shit people come up with. What's another one? Still looking for a babysitter in the area. Please don't comment if you're not interested. Monday through Friday, 6:30 to 4-ish, $130 a week. I don't understand people who think that people are going to work Monday through Friday for $130.
Right.
That's not going to happen. You can't find. That's like, I think they said it was like $2.60 an hour. Ain't nobody going to do that in their right mind. Let's see. Here's another person that wants a car donated to him. I'm in need for someone to donate a good running car to me. I know there are generous people out there.
He took a chance. He shot his shot. Whoever it is shot their shot.
I was like, that's
I'm going to try that shit too. I'm going to say, I need $1 million. I know some niggas out there with $1 million that might be generous enough to give me $1 million.
Don't ask Jay-Z, because if it's $4,800, you ain't going to get it. The last one was finally this person needs to, what was it? This person needs volunteers to help them run their new business. And it reads, hey neighbors, I'm opening up a coffee shop in the area and I'm in need of some help. I'll be paying everyone who helps, but at first I will need people to volunteer in the following positions: general manager, baristas, cleaning manager, cafe attendants, cafe assistant, and assistant manager.
Nigga, that's everybody.
That's exactly right. I was like,
that's everybody.
and he just wants them to volunteer first. You know, I'm like, yeah, I don't know nobody's gonna do that without any money and come in. That's not gonna happen.
I'd be down if I'm showing up at 6 a.m. to serve some motherfucking coffee with a general manager tag on and some suit for free. Man, fuck.
And then at the end of it said, if you don't have experience, they'll be on site training. Thank you so much, neighbors. Have a good day. I'm like, yeah,
I think you wanted anybody.
It did not matter. Anyway, y'all, that's been This Just In. We got some new shit coming up in the next coming weeks and so forth. So, you know, Apple, what's it called? Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker.com.
Spreaker.
Go check it out because we
always... And today I got to see the motherfucking mathematics of who's listening to this shit. And y'all motherfuckers need to hurry up and get a damn headphone set or a motherfucking smartphone or something. Yeah, and not enough motherfuckers is listening. We watching y'all. We can see. We can tell.
So yeah, tell your friends, you know. Even if you got to download it and listen to it later, you can even go that route, you know. Just go check it out.
Just listen to it. You ain't got nothing else to do. What the fuck are you going to do with your life? You just sitting there. You on the couch. You ain't got nothing to do.
Yeah, so enjoy.
You used to have a job, but you don't got a job now, so you can listen to this shit. You can listen to this shit on your way to your job. You can listen to this shit when you're riding down the street. You can listen to this shit. I wouldn't advise you to listen to this shit with your kids.
Nah,
but you can listen to this shit in different places and different times. Just listen to the shit.
Check it out. It's We Funny AF. We out.
Listen.